Tonight, we are investigating how a leaky roof turned one condo owner's life upside down, forcing him out of his home in south suburban Homewood.
The condo association promised to make it right, but nearly 8 months later, nothing's been fixed. And as our CBS News Chicago investigator Megan Barr explains, this isn't the first time we've uncovered serious problems inside this building.
It looks like Nicholas Anderson's home is frozen in time. One day, a few drops of water turned into a nightmare, and he hasn't been home since.
Well, this is my almost home.
Nicholas Anderson still isn't sure how a few drops of water coming down from the ceiling of his second bedroom back on March 30th ultimately led to him losing his home.
Technically, on paper, I'm homeless. This is not a safe environment to live in.
The damage was caused by a roof leak. He said he reached out to his Homewood Shores Homeowners Association immediately.
You can see just all the watermarks still.
But a month later, it still wasn't fixed and the leak had spread to his downstairs neighbor. A September email from Anderson's State Farm agent noted that, per the property manager, the HOA is covering the mitigation, primer paint, drywall, and insulation.
It was so bad that the light fixture was filling with dirty, murky water.
But nearly 8 months later, his apartment still looks like this, and he's been living elsewhere with family.
And, I'm either getting silence, delays, stone walls.
If this story sounds strangely familiar, that's because we covered a nearly identical issue in the same complex in 2019. That time, the condo owner waited a year for help.
Fool me twice, there's definitely a pattern at that point.
But this case might be a little messier.
Don't assume the coverage is there that you'll need. Ask questions.
Scott Holman with the Insurance Information Institute tells me Anderson did the right thing by getting responses from the HOA in writing. But unfortunately, disputes can be complicated when the HOA suffers from low reserves like this one.
If there are any indicators that finances aren't so good, or if they're not being kept up to date, you want to make sure that you know that, so that you can know what kind of coverage you need to have.
In a statement, Park Property Management Solutions, which manages the property, said the HOA took out a loan to replace the roofs on all 3 buildings in the complex after Anderson's leak, but claimed the roofing contractor did bad work. The property manager wouldn't explain why in the meantime they still haven't covered the repairs needed in Anderson's condo.
This is a paradox. I'm in a trap.
Anderson says now foreclosure is his only option.
There are other people in this community, and I want to make sure that they're aware of what they're getting themselves into.
State Farm told us that they've worked closely with the appropriate parties in this case, and they've stayed in close contact with Anderson the whole time. For their whole statement, go to our website and click this story. Reporting in Homewood, Megan DeMar, CBS News Chicago Investigators.
Well, we pressed the property manager about how they would help Anderson and fix the leak issues he's having. We're still waiting for a response.